Trading the Future for Temporary Gain, A Crisis of Vision in Modern Society, written by Professor Paul, Ph.D. Me Foundation Monthly Lecture, Series 57th, May 30th, 2026. The truth is often difficult to accept, yet it remains undeniable. Those who trade their birthright for temporary gain reveal a dangerous lack of foresight. This timeless principle extends beyond individuals and applies to families, political leaders, organizations, religious institutions, educational systems, and even entire nations. Throughout history, societies have risen or fallen based on their ability to prioritize long-term prosperity over short-term gratification. Whenever immediate rewards are valued above enduring principles, the future is placed at risk. In politics, this challenge is particularly evident in many developing nations. Political leaders often focus on winning the next election rather than building the next generation. Instead of investing in education, infrastructure, healthcare, industrialization, research, and institutional development, public resources are sometimes diverted toward political patronage, personal enrichment, and projects designed primarily to secure electoral advantage. The result is a cycle of underdevelopment in which nations blessed with abundant natural and human resources struggle to achieve sustainable progress. When leaders sacrifice the future for temporary political gains, it is the citizens and future generations who bear the burden of those decisions. However, political leaders are not solely responsible for this reality. Citizens themselves, as the electorate, play a critical role in determining the quality of leadership that emerges. In many societies, voters often exchange their votes for temporary benefits such as money, food, gifts, or promises that provide immediate relief but offer no lasting solution to societal challenges. Such actions represent a dangerous form of short-sightedness. When citizens sell their votes, they are not merely making a political choice. They are often mortgaging their conscience and the future of their children for momentary gain. The tragedy is that those who buy votes frequently view the electorate not as partners in nation-building, but as a means to an end. Once elected, many become more committed to recovering their political investments than serving the public interest. Consequently, citizens who accept temporary inducements often find themselves facing years of poor governance, unemployment, inadequate health care, failing educational systems, insecurity, and economic hardship. A few days of immediate benefit may ultimately result in years of collective suffering. By prioritizing short-term needs over long-term national development, voters may unknowingly empower individuals who will exploit public resources and compromise the prospects of future generations. Within families, a similar pattern emerges when parents prioritize comfort over character development. Many focus on providing material benefits while neglecting values such as integrity, discipline, responsibility, and resilience. Although this approach may create temporary satisfaction, it often produces long-term social and moral challenges. Strong families understand that true success is not measured solely by wealth or possessions, but by the values and principles transmitted to the next generation. The same principle applies to personal relationships and organizational culture. Many relationships fail because individuals pursue immediate gratification rather than commitment, sacrifice, and mutual growth. Likewise, organizations that prioritize short-term profits over ethics, innovation, employee development, and sustainability may enjoy temporary success, but eventually suffer reputational damage and decline. Lasting institutions are built on vision, trust, accountability, and a commitment to future generations. Religious institutions are equally vulnerable to the temptation of short-term thinking. When spiritual organizations become more concerned with popularity, financial gain, influence, or personal empires than with their core mission of moral and spiritual transformation, they risk losing their credibility and societal relevance. The same challenge confronts educational institutions when the pursuit of certificates and rankings takes precedence over genuine learning, research, innovation, and competence development. Education should be an investment in human capacity and national development, not merely a process of credential acquisition. For developing nations, the consequences of short-term thinking are particularly severe. Many countries possess abundant natural resources, youthful populations, and significant economic potential, yet remain trapped in cycles of poverty and underdevelopment because immediate interests often overshadow long-term planning. Corruption, weak institutions, poor governance, and policy inconsistency are frequent symptoms of a deeper problem: the failure to value the future as much as the present. Ultimately, the greatest challenge facing modern society is not a lack of resources, but a lack of vision. Progress requires leaders who think beyond their tenure, citizens who vote with wisdom rather than desperation, families that invest in values, institutions that uphold integrity, and societies that prioritize sustainable development over immediate rewards. Every generation inherits a birthright in the form of opportunities, resources, and responsibilities. The question is whether that inheritance will be preserved, strengthened, and passed on to future generations or exchanged for temporary gains. History consistently demonstrates that lasting success belongs to those who are willing to sacrifice immediate gratification for future prosperity. The greatest tragedy is not poverty, adversity, or limited resources. The greatest tragedy is possessing a valuable inheritance and willingly trading it for something far less valuable. Societies that embrace vision, discipline, responsibility, and long-term thinking create a legacy of progress and prosperity. Those that continually sacrifice the future for temporary rewards risk losing not only their opportunities, but also the hopes and aspirations of generations yet unborn. The future is not inherited by chance. It is secured by the choices made today. Courtesy of Me Foundation, committed to human capacity building worldwide. Just a voice of reasoning in a complex dispensation. Thank you for listening, and kindly share to inspire others.